Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm back and I'm mad.
Welcome to Hobby Eating Ice Cream. This is Jerry. That's Jerry. He's got ice cream. That lucky kid. I only have cold cola, so cheers to you, lads, lasses out there.
I've dropped some of my strawberry ice cream.
Don't start eating your miniatures. I don't think that's very healthy.
Sorry.
Welcome, Soap, Dan Lee, Jill, Demon Sub, and Amar. I hope everybody is feeling good, and nobody is feeling too hot.
How do we make a visit? Hey! I couldn't get the bit with the words down the side. It was very annoying.
The chat, you mean?
Sure.
Welcome, Toffee, you speed painting madness. Speaking of speed paints, well, Games Workshop is releasing new paints. What a surprise.
I like it when they discontinue the ones.
Yeah, I've heard rumors that there's a fuck ton of new SKUs coming around and some getting kicked.
Oh yeah, it's not rumors. Sent out to the trade accounts yesterday. There's 70 new SKUs coming in and 40 going the fuck away. Which is why I stopped using GW paints years ago. Because there's nothing more irritating than going, I need more of this paint, please. Oh, we don't do it anymore. But my army's painted in it. Ah, well, fuck you, mate. I think is what they say, and then they spit in your face. Pretty sure that's how it works in Games Workshop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is how it works. Evening, Crispin. Welcome, you lovely man off the high castle. Speaking of your castle, when's your castle pictures coming? The Days and the Rumbly 8 has also joined the chat.
It's all good. By the way, the TV series on Amazon called London Irish. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but it's fucking amazing.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, came out in like 2013 and presumably nobody watched it. But Amazon have it now. It's just fucking, it's so good. Everything about it is great. So many quality swears in it as well.
So the language is authentic and not some American trying to emulate a dialect.
Oh no. Swearing spot on.
Welcome, Pete. What was that called again? I need to take the note for later for myself.
London Irish.
Let's see if that's available for me.
Anytime you get phrases like, you know, fucktard and ball bag and things like that, you know, proper swears. Haven't heard shite hawk yet, but you know, we'll get there.
It's not showing up for German users, as I have suspected.
Fine. Just download it off the internet, like nature intended.
Try to get something legally these days is more of a hindrance than anything else.
Oh yeah, oh no, you should never even bother trying to do that. I mean, what's the point?
Not very much fun for people. Get a VPN, he says. Well, I could just try and log into amazon.co.uk and see what happens, but where's the fun in that?
The main guy's name is a bit much to hear over and over again. What's that? Trying to remember what the guy's name is. I've just watched the fucking things. I can't remember. Connor's Brodo's brother. And then Nave is the fucking airhead. I can't remember.
I like how your tech spirit makes your cup of coffee vanish mid-air. It was just, when you're a bit more sideways, it would just blend it out. No, you need to turn a bit to the right. That's gone again. And just before that, you had it almost on your lips, and it just blanked out of existence, leaving a mug-shaped hole.
Aye. That's right, yes. His name's Packy. Yeah.
Oh, Rumbly, if you believe anything that people say on the internet, you'll be in for a surprise, I guess. And a not pleasant one at that. So, speaking of other people's stuff,
Yes.
do we want to watch what people have done on the internet?
No, I'm okay. You just watch me drink my coffee.
Oh, Rumbly 8 really wants to push me to promote stuff like Squarespace and potentially Raid Shadow Legends.
Well, it's funny you say that because this week's episode comes from Loot Crate. Oh, no, hang on. No, they're long fucking gone, are they?
I think they've got the way of the dodo.
He was the person who did the pants. There was a company that did pants. What stage? A lot of Americans doing pants.
I think those are still around. I can't remember how they're called. There's also the one to do razors and shaves, Manscape. MeUndies. Yes, Jill is correct. MeUndies.
That's the one.
Send them all my way.
Kevin Smith. he was done by MeUndies at one point. Don't bother sending them in my direction.
Wasn't
if
there
there's any alcohol-based ones, that'd be great.
Wasn't there also some weird right-wing lunatic in the US selling beds or cushions?
Yeah, but that's his job. He's a millionaire.
Oh,
he owns that company. You mean Donald Trump's personal advisor?
The pillow guy. Yeah.
My Pillow CEO, Mike Lindell. That guy. He's a fucking lunatic.
At some point in the future, I might need to get some weird sponsors just for shits and giggles.
Oh, giggly shits are my favourite. Unless you're giggling when you're having a shit, in which case it kind of splatters.
Well, it tickles my balls, so
ball tickling.
Why not have a giggle at that? The first project then of the day is balls. Well,
yes,
two worlds.
Yeah, one very near and dear to our hearts, very close to home. The other one is Earth. So this is it's an old project, but it recently got a little bit of an update.
What did Hutch do? It looks interesting when it starts 5 million years BC.
It's Victorian sci-fi. VSF. So it is the background for his Victorian sci-fi games. What's happening in the world? How have we got here? What happened when the Martians arrived, and how they need to be fucked right up. So that's all good. So you get that nice little potted history, and then after that we get into things like the Battle of Sandringham. So battle reports written in a narrative style, with plenty of pictures as well, which I'm 100% behind.
I do say I love these Dalek-looking contraptions.
They're some sort of armored Prussian motorcycle, mate.
Well, it looks like a wee bit like a Dalek.
Yeah, but you're I see where you're coming. Although obviously they're going in the opposite direction, the slope's the wrong way. But that's for aerodynamic purposes, probably.
Are these models bought? I guess not. Those must be homemade.
Oh no, there's plenty of VSF companies out there. I'm fairly certain that's a ramshackle thing in the background, but some may be, but some may be recombined or changed up from various things. I don't think he's ever said where he's got the stuff from. I'm sure I've seen that Prussian motorcycle bicycle looking thing before.
And I'm pretty sure the walker he has is a recommissioned ATST.
That's
the legs are quite a thing.
Distinctive. Yeah, that's the magic of fighting out your war on the tabletop. Yeah, so you're still way, way fucking back. He's even got the Queen Victoria from War Games Foundry.
She?
On a rooftop with a shotgun. Oh, there she is. By the
And
way,
either
all
she's
the
got a
War
burning
Games
back or
Foundry
very
stuff,
floaty hair.
both. All the War Games Foundry Victoriana things were reduced down for the Jubilee. I don't know if they've gone back up in price, but they've really nice Sherlock Holmes and Watson that I have somewhere. Just saying, they do. But yeah, so there's a lot going on, including showing how they built Sandringham and how fucking magnificent that looks. The stands, just everything about it is all good. The fat Bavarians. I mean, you know.
Oh, look. Zeppelins.
Well, yeah.
Tiny space torpedoes.
How else would you get to Mars? In fact, a little while after that, you'll see the Martian fleet. Assuming there is a fleet and not just some sort of unusual Martian creatures.
Oh, that almost looks like something from the early days of the Hive Fleet from
There
Games
you go,
Workshop.
yeah.
Or maybe just a very highly enlarged image of some kind of sexually transmitted disease.
Why not both? Why not
Sometimes.
both?
Who knows where Games Workshop designers get their inspiration from?
You'll run into another Star Warsism a bit further down. They've got one of the giant knobbly tree things.
Knobbly tree things?
It's in the Lafayette Incident Part 2. You'll see it a little while. There it goes. I can't remember what it's called. Stop, go up.
Oh, I know. That's the Ralph McQuarrie spider.
Yeah. I've got a couple of them. They were part of a Massassi Sith mutant animal list I used to run with Exar Kun. It was fucking filth. Oh my god, it was so filth. Anything with beast attack, you say, don't mind if I do. But yeah, it's just great. And has been ongoing for over a year, quietly in the background.
Must have been very quietly when we never have seen this before.
Yeah. I don't know how I missed it first time round. So I'm so glad that they brought up the Battle of Horst Ferry and did a little update on it. So now it's time to get in.
Maybe it was a private project and you just didn't care to nick it.
I think you'll find private is like honey to an ant, as far as I'm concerned. I've already been in today looking at 3 different private projects and commenting on them.
Oh, lovely skelly bobs on the outside. Isn't that a interesting decoration?
Hey, you know, it's a statement of intent.
Oh, speaking of skelly bobs, I hope you lot out there have all backed by now the current Morg Miniatures Kickstarter for their new skelly bob line.
You know what? I've not even looked at that in a while.
I last time I looked, they were still on track, and from today on, I think it's 5 days left. Could be 4.
You know, 5 days to go. Still need 620 quid.
Yeah. Oh, this is a lovely one. Spider.
Yes. It's just
where
missing some handlebar twirling banger man.
But where does this model come from? I can't make any pieces out.
Oh my god, if only there was some way we could find out. Some system where we could communicate with people making projects rather than just staring in voyeuristically.
The gun looks awfully familiar, but then again...
That's just because it's a multi-barreled Gatling gun of some description.
This is going on.
Just fucking ask him.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I'll ask him. Oh, fuck you.
Where's the fun in that? People need to watch us and hear me ponder. And complain and nag, and I'll just put a comment in there. Oh, what's the date? I don't know. What's the date?
The 14th.
14th. Oh, yeah, I remember yesterday was Monday the 13th. Some of the worst ever.
Right. I thought it was Friday the 13th was the worst.
Now, Friday the 13th is a myth, but Monday the 13th, that's That's what gets you. It's
No,
a
if you-
Monday and a
Not if you were a
13th.
Knight Templar in France. Wasn't a myth to them.
Well, I'm luckily neither in France nor a Knight Templar. I might be a Kniggit of sorts, but
You don't know.
I could be.
You could be. I mean, if Attenborough could be a double knight, then why can't you be a Templar?
Don't they have to be some kind of faithful people, having some faith in something?
Nah, don't think so.
I thought that was a requirement and came with the job description.
Nah.
You have been stabbed to death. Also, there's so much text here, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to read it because I just... I'm a terrible screen reader. I just can't. It takes all my willpower to read one article on anything, and then I need 3 or 4 cups of coffee before I can try again.
Print it out then.
Why should I print a news article?
I didn't say print news article. I said print that out.
This project?
Yeah.
Could be.
Then you could read it.
Possibly.
Without any of your whining complaints.
But where's the fun in not whining and not complaining?
Yeah.
People won't have anything.
Use text to speech. Yep. See?
Oh no, Duck the Fox said bad words.
No.
Says the Automod, but he's wrong because he just said Kniggets. Hello, David. Welcome, Dave Bottleheart. And whoever snuck in while I wasn't looking. Zork, I see you.
Text to speech. There you go. See? That's the thing.
Text to speech. Only if I can get some weird female voice with a German-Irish accent.
Like Michael Fassbender.
Does he do a female Irish accent?
Pretty sure.
I
Why
could
not?
ask
He's
him.
done everything else.
Well, that's definitely something for a longer period, sitting somewhere needing something to read for the audience and all. So what's next? A smaller one, I presume? A shorter one?
Might be. What's it to you?
Can't tell you. That information is
yeah.
classified. Flat Battery, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. This is isn't that an add-on or a spin-off?
It's a spin-off, if memory serves. Because it was a little teeny tiny thing. But some fly-by-night merchants did some miniatures for it as well. Because it was all self-contained. So this is the paint jobs of, I'm going to say, the character classes. Based on the artwork. So just the 4, the Red Guard, Hatchet, the Void Warden, and the Demolitionist. Oh, that's how I got into London Irish, by the way. It started off with seeing a clip of the 4 of them sitting around the pub table going, why did you have to tell the bouncer that? Going, well, what was I supposed to say? It was funny. It was a joke. Yeah, but if they find powder in your bag, you don't tell them it's Semtex. We're allowed to. We're not terrorists anymore. Other people are terrorists. We're now connected with Louis Walsh. Oh, well, fuck this then. We're finishing these drinks. We're going to go and blow something up.
That sounds like a lovely bunch.
Yep. No, I'm 100% on board with where they were coming from. Anyway. So, I was just reminded because of the Demolitionist. I quite like the...
I'm missing something, or is that one that not painted? Yeah, the Red Guard isn't painted yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Presumably it will be, otherwise they wouldn't have included it in the picture, because cropping.
Oh, and I think the lad painting is a fan of yours. He says the image is sourced from the Tinterwebs.
Yep. That's where we are, mate.
Or is that your personal alter ego?
I'm pretty sure everybody calls it the tinterwebs. What else are you going to call it?
The tubes.
Right. That's not right.
It's
Anyway,
as valid as tinterwebs.
tinterwebs is more valid because that's what it's called.
Nah.
You're just weird. Weird.
I reject your reality and substitute it for my own.
Yeah, you do whatever you want, chummy.
I do. Every night. Again, with increasing pleasure.
But the before we wander off, I quite like the Void Warden because it matches the artwork in that it's not shadowed. Just half the body seems to be descending into evil.
Yeah, it
So
looks like
likewise,
it's
the face and hand is doing the same.
shaping a bit into another dimension. Somehow. Phasing out. Or just really have worked poorly on the chimney.
No, it's an elf. They're racists that have sent a hobbit or a hobbit child up the chimney instead. Wouldn't get their hand dirty. Don't need to. Not with all these children and hobbits about. And hobbit children.
Oh, people
As a
start...
member of the House of Lords said, there's no point putting a brush up the chimney. You'll never get as clean as a child will do. And then they voted down the legislation that would have made it illegal to put a child up a chimney. And you know, 100 odd years later, Tories still banging away at that one.
And now they're putting children down the chimney because nobody told anybody about getting children down.
Oh, that makes sense. House of Order, best house.
Yeah. So, flat battery, you need to add the fourth one so that we can come back and nag about your paint job again. Potentially look for details to nag even more about. What's next?
We don't nag. I don't nag. You might nag.
Oh, I'm complaining and whining. I thought we've settled that before.
All right. Okay. Well, so long as we do.
Horus 500.
As we do. Yeah, considering it's been a little while. These are all sort of people who have taken a little break, a little hiatus. And they went, oh, hang on a minute, I should post something. He has been painting like a gidgeon. Just hasn't been posting any of it. So a couple of updates around the...
Storm of Ice and Fire?
That's the bunny. I was going to call it Game of Thrones, but then I remembered it's not as shit as Game of Thrones. Although it hasn't reached the end yet, so it may well turn out to be as shit as Game of Thrones.
But,
So we
but
have
does
some woolly mammoths.
a
Woolly mammoths.
miniature game ever reach the end? Or is it just infinitely replayable? Discuss.
Well, considering they keep adding shit to Game of Thrones after the last series, they would have to do the same with this. Because they won't be able... I'm fairly certain they don't have any of the dragons in this yet. So they'll have to add dragons at some point, and then later on they'll have to add icy undead dragons.
Not even the baby dragons.
Ah, I would have thought so. You should put them in a sack and just hit them with a stick.
Look, Pete. Baron's War. Not Baron's War. And
I'm
weird
gonna say-
colours.
I want to say it was March, Dave. Because I got the ping about it. Certainly I've talked about it this year, so it has been this year. I just can't remember when. Anyway,
That's a interesting display of zombies.
that's how they come. Look at them. All lined up in a big liney thing. Think about how much more room you'd have for other things if you just chucked that plastic away.
Not much, I think.
I mean, not much. Fuck the plastic away. You could fit all of those into the bottom quarter.
Oh, you meant the clear see-through plastic,
Yeah.
not the miniatures plastic.
100%. In the bin. Fuck it. Well, let's skippo.
Hello, Skip.
I think Mick
Oh,
ran us through a game of Zombicide Black Death once. It was,
not
all
to
right.
your amusement.
Well, I wouldn't want to play it more than once.
Well, that's definitely a short project for something that's the 22 miniature log, so 6 months worth of painting. Theoretically.
Could be. I wouldn't say they're all in there, but you never know.
Maybe he's hiding them.
Yeah, he's got another 6 months before he has to add in anything else. Plenty of time. Yeah, Joe. I don't know. People just seem to love Cool Mini or not, despite them just being a website to rank people's paint jobs.
And also make money by other means of producing stuff without end.
Well, find the means of producing Kickstarters.
So what is your job description? I make Kickstarters.
That is 100% Cool Mini or not's description. I make Kickstarters.
I think with Zombicide, that's almost coming to a sunk cost fallacy at this point. People they need more Zombicide to have some worth in their Zombicide.
I don't know. Yeah.
It feels like that.
I've played better zombie board games. It's not the worst zombie board game I've played, but I've played better.
What is the worst?
I have to go scrolling to find it. It's an old fucking game.
Well, we don't want it to have
No, well, I can't be arsed.
We don't want the Elder Scroll.
I might be arsed later on. Might do that.
So then let's jump on to the next one. High Elves Spring Cleaning Challenge.
Look at it, you fucks. I'm not saying that most of you are waste of space, but that's an 8-year-old who knows that Fantasy Miniatures goes on square bases. If the child can do it, why can't you cunts?
But is that her project or one of Daddy's?
Nope. This is her for her high elves. Dad has the dwarves. Technically, there is a battle report in there, in that she ruffle stomped 1,200 points of dwarves. Playing 6th edition as well, which is, interesting.
That's almost unheard of.
No, I mean, there's 3 camps as far as Old Hammer go. There are the people who got up to 8th and went, fuck it, we're just going to stop on 8th. There are people like Piers who more or less went 3rd edition is the best one. And then there's the group in the middle who sort of float around 5th or 6th, which are practically the same game for all intents and purposes, just with a bit of a tidy up. And then the outliers like
9th
4th and 7th and stuff don't get a look in. But anyway, yeah. So high elves.
And I guess I know why she won. She's got pink dice matching her dice tray.
Right? I would have said it was because she was fielding elves.
That amuses Nuffle.
It might amuse Nuffle, but also, did we mention elves?
Well, since I'm totally unbiased when it comes to Warhammer Fantasy, I'm guesstimating that armies with equal points values should have an equal chance of winning. You may laugh now, audience.
I mean, they should, but in a game where it's all about maneuver and getting around the flank, movement 5 and 6 elves and movement, 3 dwarves, one side's got a much better chance of doing it.
Yeah, I guess
getting in and getting the charge in. He who charges wins. Also, a repeater bolt thrower doesn't exactly hurt, although only one. I have 8. I've got 8 for my dark elves as well. 50 points each in 6th edition. Fuck yeah.
Why
oh my
does
god.
all of a sudden I have the sound of
Reaper
battery?
Especially because in 6th, There was none of this cock about fucking 2 rares and a hedgehog in your army. It was percentages up to 25%, up to 50%, minimum 25% of your army list can be X, Y, and Z. You just went 50-point bolt throwers, my only war machine choice. I don't mind if I fucking do. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it was magical. Fucking
Welcome,
magical.
the boy. Yeah, you're witnessing the enjoyment a small girl can bring to Jerry's face by
Oh, no,
crushing.
no. You can all sit and watch this, Daphne. I don't need to be alone for this. I will say, Dad's got a fucking cannon, mind you, which is bound to have all the runes of the day slapped on it. Filthy dwarven runes. Ah, filthy. Anyway, so
Sadly,
yes,
this is a very short segment,
yeah.
but also give this project some love so that maybe, because this is participating in the Spring Clean Challenge, so that Ben may notice, or whoever is in charge of picking winners.
Hopefully she won't go looking what the unofficial hobby hangout is. Because she's far too young to fucking listen to this. Oh, Jesus. Could you imagine?
I
She'd be off
can.
the side in a minute. She'd move so fast she wouldn't hit the door.
That's the that's not my problem. That's the problem of every responsible adult having children, making sure that
Zombie
they don't
time.
go. What?
That's it. I still have it. But you know the reason I own it?
Nobody wants it?
Well, no, actually, because Shrewboy, Will in Finland is after it. But I haven't seen him on Discord in fucking forever. Anyway, I got it because I thought it was going to be similar to Zombie with the multiple eyes.
Yeah,
Where you had to escape the city.
the miniatures look almost identical, at least
Yeah.
the zombie ones.
Yeah, it was not as good as Zombie. Zombie, by the way, is right up there as one of the best zombie games you can play.
I need to look.
I know.
Zombie Zoo, Zombie 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and several other editions that I can't see right now are up there in the shelf.
Good. Do you have 6?
I can't tell. Possibly. The nice
Sounds
thing
good.
is, it's about all these small packages. They really stack nicely, one after another.
I like it because if you wanted to play a game, you could go, right, how long are we going to play this for? It's like, fuck it. I've got a lot of beer and a bottle of whiskey. Let's just keep adding expansions into Zombie until we run out of table and floor space.
Well, that can happen very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It did. It expanded like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
It expanded like my waistline during the Rona.
The only thing I regret not getting when they were on sale was the glow-in-the-dark zombies.
I got the glow-in-the-dark zombies. Also, they're all 20 mil. So
Welcome, Jim.
They match the 1/72 soft plastic models that you can get.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you want to put zombies up against Macedonian phalanxes, you could do that. If you want to put them up against World War II, you do that. If you want colonial British to be desperately trying to hold out their little poxy fucking hospital in the middle of fuck nowhere against the zombie hordes, that's also very doable. And you can set dogs on people. It's got the dogs as well.
Well,
It's all good.
and the zoo had pets as well, other animals, if I remember correctly.
I remember there being bears.
They had a lot of
I can't
different
honestly remember what else was
shit in it.
It would require me finding where the fuck they are.
Possibly somewhere in the attic.
No.
In a box in the garage?
No.
Under your bed?
I think they're in my bed. It's got like little slidey doors on it. But I can't get into the little slidey doors because there's just a wall of stuff in front of it. Wow.
Well, while we're on the subject of bed, why don't we go on forth and join the next project?
Yep. We shall. Let's go there. That may or may not be the one we're after.
Crusader! No, wait, Crusade. Oh, bloody hell. Now I've got that earworm from Saxon again.
Well, that'll harden you.
Crusader, Crusader. So, Duffit
He's in the
does
chat.
stuff.
Terrible bastard. In the chat.
Why does he do stuff?
Because nobody can stop him.
Oh, that's true.
I think it's like every 6 to 8 months he remembers that they exist and digs them out and then sort of spits out and then sprays them and then they go away again. Because this has been going on since like the project system was launched, pretty much. And there's a lot of, you know, the weirdest thing when I was scrolling through this, old pal.
Jeebus, these look like ancient models.
They're not ancient. I've got those. I've got 2 sets of those. I was scrolling through going, oh, I've got them. Going, I've got a fuckload of 40k stuff that I should really sell on. Or fuck the fuck out. Because, I mean, those aren't the oldest Ratlings. I only got 10 of the new Ratlings to counterbalance the 10 of the old Napoleonic-looking riflemen. So, you know, it's just how it goes.
What does that bloody mug say? If you haven't grown up by 60, you
Or go fuck yourselves.
You don't have to.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, fair enough.
Also that. Also, yes. But yeah, there's some interesting things because it's very much, here's my entire collection of 40k, and I'm going to slowly work through and paint it. So occasionally you'll see a brand new spanking shiny model, like a Sister Battle Exorcist, and then the next thing beside it will be something that's 30 years old. You know.
At some point, somebody needs to make a time-lapse video on certain standard models Games Workshop have done over the years. So starting with the first Space Marine and going up all to the Primaris one.
Oh my god.
And morph them to see
how Power Fox.
how big they got. The chunky lads.
Oh man, could you imagine? I had to put Centaurus, the Legion of the Damned, Vet Sarge, up on 2 layers of cork, which I'm going to say is 3, maybe 4 mil cork. So let's say 4, 8, yeah. So practically a centimeter of left on him to get him anywhere close to the Legion of the Damned when they re-released them. Because otherwise he was a little teeny tiny stumpy boy.
At that point,
and now with the Primera Arse ones. Also, I imagine they'll do Primera Arse Legion of the Damned at some point, despite the fact there's no fucking way they should be embiggened. They should still be small and punching people repeatedly in the face. But, you know.
I think for some reason now my mind goes Spaceballs with tiny little Lord Helmet.
Lord Helmet, he's amazing.
Have you seen anything? No, Lord, I haven't seen you playing with your tiny toy soldiers.
That's pretty much it.
What is this? This is Mr. Coffee. He makes coffee.
I do that. Everybody knows I like a cup of coffee when I look at the radar.
Before we go to look at this station.
Anyway, yeah.
That's one of the movies where translation really lost some jokes.
I imagine about it all the time.
They jammed the radar. Well, there was literally no way to translate that. So they just went with, somebody put marmalade into our radar dish.
Oh man, which means then you miss out on the raspberry joke as well.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they taste it and go, what flavour is it? Raspberry. Only one person would give me the raspberry. Because this is giving you the raspberry. That's blowing a raspberry. So there was a joke within a joke. Oh man, you've missed out.
But at least they got a one-to-one translation on the I'm surrounded by idiots and assholes.
Is there anybody here who isn't an asshole?
No, sir. I'm surrounded by assholes.
But yeah, a lot of Spac Marines and Sisters of thingy things and stuff.
But it's very little amount of paint.
Oh, there's plenty of it. We're already on page 2. You've got to go back to see more painted stuff.
Pages?
Yes. Like I said, this has been going pretty much as long as the project system.
I'm not going pages. That always leads to catastrophic events.
Fuck yourself then. Don't complain. Don't complain you're not seeing the painted stuff if you refuse to go back
You
and
can't stop me.
Well, I didn't say I could stop you. I just said, shut your mouth. Whine a bitch. Be interesting to see the sisters, whenever they're painted.
Yeah, at least that tank has gone a red primer. God forbid I talk at any day.
Speaking of which, has everybody watched the new Rheinmetall Panther
Nine, mynheer.
production video? Oh, it's particularly good. Showed it to Leda. Leda was going, why? Why is it an advertising video for a tank? Like they're advertising it like a car. Going, because that's exactly what it is. Buy our tank.
She has seen the video when they first introduced the steady system for the barrel.
No, with the beer on the barrel.
Yeah.
No, I haven't shown. No.
Oh,
I was just showing her the Panther.
I think that's the most convincing argument you can make on selling a large gun. See, this is really going.
That's one way of doing it. Are they? Because you're here, so I can ask. Are the sisters? I know they're primed red, but are they going to be in a classic convent color scheme? Well, you can answer that whenever we go on to the next one. Because now these days they've added like 15 more convents and people to paint them.
Bloody Rose.
6. Fucking amaze balls. Get in. I think I've still got some Bloody Rose banners, the sticker banners that they did back in the day.
Are you still allowed to go to Games Workshop and play with your Bloody Rose, or do you get kicked out for using rude words?
Oh, that'd be amazing. Should organise a trip to Games Workshop and just play like a fucking old edition with old miniatures. Ideally stuff that doesn't belong to Citadel either, just like a load of Marauder stuff. Unfortunately, Games Workshop don't let people in to play their games though.
I guess you need to wait until they put in a new manager who isn't very, what's the word I'm looking for? Experienced, and just lets you in, setting up your stuff, and then...
I don't even know if Games Workshop have a manager anymore. Do they not just have some sort of drone-like thing?
Well,
don't mind me.
At least the one in our town has a manager now, again.
It's by transfers.
Would you be so kind and to indulge the chat with a new linkage?
Yep. If I must. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much,
more
Spencer.
Elves. All the elves all the time. Oh,
all the tiny elves.
Propaganda. Amazing.
So Night Runner is going and adding more stuff to his tiny
banners
elves.
Still in their fucking blister pack. That's not what we're here for. We're looking for Sisters Battle stuff.
And you might also wish for the banners not to be sealed in shrink wrap.
That'd be fine. Oh, hang on. I'm in the German side. It's not where we want to be. We want to be in the GW40K side.
This is so tiny.
It's gorgeous. It's a thing of sex. I wish I could marry that army.
Well, I guess
there's the Imperial Fist banners from
and
the limited edition Imperial Fist army box. Yeah,
we didn't see anything of those.
That's all right. Don't need to.
I'm pretty sure somewhere around the world there's some kind of church that lets you marry that.
Repeater bolt throwers again. Fucking sexy. You know what's sexy? That's fucking sexy. Even in 10 mil, you could just make people cry by putting them on the table.
So anybody who has played against them before knows what's going to happen.
Oh, fuck yeah. Very, very much so.
How to spot the newbie. He doesn't start crying when you start fielding your artillery.
Oh, Order of the Valorous Heart. You see that one? Da, da, da. But no, it's not what you want. You want Bloody Rose. You might not even want Bloody Rose. There's Order of Our Martyred Lady. What the fuck did I buy these? It's not like I was ever going to use them.
Maybe you didn't buy them. Maybe they just
No,
fell
no
into your
bother.
pocket.
And annoyingly, if you wanted one banner, you had to buy a blister pack that had all of the different convent banners in it, even though you only needed one. It's just like, he was like 6 of them. There's more dwarf banners.
Well, today you just go online and share your stuff or buy stuff from eBay.
Look, there's
Cool.
Gaskell's.
I'm pretty. I'm wondering when Games Workshop will start coming down on people making a living by splitting up boxes.
Oh, they did a long time ago. The bit sellers all got fucked over. Then people found ways around it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Games Workshop will find a way again to.
Most of the bit sellers have gone to things like Fleabay, where they just sell them individually, and they can't prove that they're buying them specifically to split up boxes. Whereas before there was actually websites that were specifically listed, but in their traders
Agreement?
yeah, whatever the fuck it's called, licensing, it says you cannot buy them with the express purpose of opening them up and selling them off piecemeal. You have to sell them as they arrive in one go, or they'll take your license off you and you won't be able to get them anymore. But they get around that by just going on eBay, going to somebody online like store.tabletop.com, buy merch, and then just buying, 5 or 6 on the day of release, and then just sitting and put them on their eBay store. They're not buying them direct, so they don't care what GW do. Means their markup's not as big, but they can't be touched. Oh man, nice. A lot of goblin banners.
Oh no. Oh no.
Order of the Bloody Rose.
Oh,
Do you want it? It is the original. When was this? 1997. I'll pop it there while I put all the rest of the stuff away. Because mine are Argent Shroud, so I don't need it. So, anyway.
So
Probably
you've
transfers
seen
as well,
it
but you
here
can't
first,
transfers.
people. Jerry licks his stuff to claim dominance over others.
Yeah, very much so. Doesn't everyone?
Now I just spit at things. That's much more convenient.
Oh, you do you. You do you. Oh man, these are never going to fit back in. Get back in there, tiny dwarf banners.
What's going to follow after this?
After the fantastic elves from Night Runner.
Yes, the tiny, tiny fighting elves that almost got married.
Well, it's a relatively short one from Shingen, but I quite liked it because we've seen a few people doing alien-like things of late because there's the Alien game. But I really like how they've done the ship.
Walls?
The walls of the ship. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of it.
Nostromo?
No, because it's the navigator's weird growing ship.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's...
It probably has a fucking name. Denzin would tell us if he was there, but he's not. He could be arsed. No. Just drop things on the floor. Need to put them away. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting because did the highlight first and then used the inks to get the really intense color with the fade, and then went back over the top of it again. But you can see the difference it makes from the flat grey dry brush. It's one of the things Marco keeps banging on about, and probably Soap, but we don't listen to Soap, about contrast and color. Because if you're doing just the walls, you'd look at it and you go, well, they're grey. But having the variety of colors underneath lifts it so much, beyond just having the flat black to white, having those different sort of shades and sheens coming through it, and makes it look more like Giger's actual illustrations and paintings.
Though, to be fair, those are, at times, really fucked up. I remember when I first saw some of his illustrations way back in the before times. I didn't know how to feel, if I was aroused, appalled, or something between.
I've still got plenty of the sisters transfers as well. I'm just not giving them away because they're handy for other things. But the banner I don't need. If you want to PM me, and I'll fuck it in the post. But yeah, we looked at this way the fuck back in the day, whenever we just started, I think. Because I remember looking at the little diorama boxes.
Yeah, the light thing.
There's the light in.
first.
Yeah, and then it kind of
Faded into obscurity.
There's Sister Battle being painted in oils. Huh. Very sister-centric episode. Yeah, but it didn't fade. It was just parked temporarily. It's interesting that, you know, got a bit of a dusting off and a going over.
Yeah, he even says so after almost 2 years. Nobody expects a project resurrection. Well, I hate to bring it to you, but I think people actually expect that to a degree.
Yeah, you know. To each their own.
Yeah, but this is a really lovely interior section.
I imagine that we'll see a few other bits and bobs because there's that CAD-looking design for something a bit more hard sci-fi for his Yu Ching, which is super fantastic and indeed great. Have they announced the global campaign yet, Soap? Just while we're there. But yeah. It's just interesting that he keeps coming back and doing these little diorama things, taking shots of stuff in it. Yeah, with no detail yet. All right, I won't say anything then.
Oh. No detailing is always the worst. We're going to do stuff and shit at some point. Great. Come back if you have actual information for people to plan around.
Well, they have information, they just don't want to tell people yet.
Yeah,
otherwise
that's even worse.
Kind of defeats the purpose of it.
So after Shingen's resurrected undead project, what's next?
Next. Ships. I see no ships.
Ships, he says. Kings of War Armada by Uglip.
Yeah, if I'd been clever, I would have put the Kings of War Armada background up.
That would have been almost too clever for the audience to comprehend.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want them to be.
Well, I'm not doing it now anyway.
What's the word I'm looking for? Never mind. We'll look it up later, potentially.
Just look up words later in the dictionary. That type of thing.
I've got a dictionary right there.
Bet it's one of your weird dictionaries where everything's spelled incorrectly.
I'd like to buy some kippers, please.
Oh, the Hungarian English dictionary.
Yes.
I do not want this gramophone record. It is scratched. Oh, no. This is a tobacconist. Ah, tobacconist. I do not want this tobacconist. It is scratched.
So, let's see. No, that's the wrong word. Oh, I haven't used it in ages.
It's one of those things, Dace. It arrived. I want to say it arrived just at the start of COVID. We got sent out. Yeah, we got sent out a prototype, and we couldn't do anything with it, which was really aggravating.
Overstretch, says the dictionary, but that's not really what I was going for, so...
Right. You need a thesaurus to go with your dictionary, then you can look up
I guess so.
For overstretched.
But then again, this book is older than some of you in the audience, so...
Oh, well, just throw my pants. That means nothing.
You can read it on the top. That's the New edition from 1990.
Oh, right. Oh, that's okay then. It's older than Shay anyway.
That's not very hard, is it? That's a very
No,
low
not
bar.
really. Yeah, very much so.
No, Pete, nothing is older than you ancient brute.
But I really like his choice of
Colors?
the yellow and white stripes on his sails with the big black fuck off Basilian Sunwheel torture device.
Reminds me of an ice cream I once ate. Orange and vanilla.
Sure. 100%. But it's a hefty fleet. Hefty.
Yeah, it's looks like a sizable portion of resin.
And even down to things like the bronze figureheads, bowsprits with the bit of verdigris on them. It's just nicely presented. It kind of makes me want to finish mine. Yeah, it's not fucking happening.
I wonder, will we ever see anything done by either of us?
Wouldn't have thought
Probably
so.
not.
No. I mean, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
would
we
we do that?
need to keep our immortality. Don't finish your projects, and you will live forever. At
Pretty
least
much.
that's what I'm told. That's how it works.
I should paint the orcs. If I painted the orcs up and then I just combined the humans and dwarfs, I could probably play a little game on camera. Or at very least I could do donuts around Paul. Oh.
Paul and Peter.
Paul would be a big fan of it because he quite like black sails. Black
Does
sails.
he do
Black
rigging?
seas. No, of course not.
Why doesn't he do rigging, Jerry?
Because he doesn't have any ships.
Why don't people do rigging?
Because, we've got more sense.
But rigging is so relaxing. So, what's next then?
I've no idea what you said there. You laughed so loud your microphone switched you off.
I said, what is next then,
Oh,
please?
right, okay. That makes sense. Greeks.
Greek. Tiny Greeks? Or very tiny Greeks?
No, just regular sized Greeks.
Oh, okay. Gotham is doing what core box that is? Mortal Gods?
Mortal gods. They say, I fear the Greeks even when they bring gifts, whereas we should get the saying, beware of Trojans, they're complete smegheads.
Oh, the shield transfers do look nice. And I'm just blatantly assuming those are transfers, because if those were freehand, I would shoot myself on stream right now with a
They're
water
all
pistol.
freehand. Oh, 100%. Go fetch your gun.
Jerry, if you want me gone, just send me more bot war.
Bot war. Did we mention I'm going to be going and buying lots of bot war in Stockholm?
Yes, you did.
Taking pictures. Giving you the finger.
Yeah, but I'm pretty much expecting that.
Okay.
I'd be highly disappointed if I don't get a postcard with a picture of you and laying in a mountain of bot wars just rolling around.
Yeah, like that, only not a postcard. I've got postcards from a fucking school trip that I still haven't posted to the people. I'm not a big card person. I don't do cards. Christmas, birthday, holidays, none of that. Fuck it.
It's astounding. When I went on school trips back in the day, I somehow managed to get a card done saying weather's fine, food is okay, we'll be back soon. Something along those lines. And when I got back, I got complaints about why don't you write something nice. Well, I did write something nice. I could have just written, this is awful here, I want to come home again.
Never sent
Everything
me
sucks.
away.
The food is bad.
I never knew you visited England on a school trip.
No, I didn't visit England on a school trip. But no, I'm lying. I did. We went to Edinburgh, and we were in London.
There you go.
And I was on two times.
That explains the terrible food then.
And at two occasions I was on summer holiday language school for 3 weeks in Eastbourne. How should I know if Edinburgh is England or Britain or United Kingdom? Or sort your shit out. It's all one island, as far as I'm concerned. It's one piece of land with arbitrary borders drawn from left to right.
And here you can see, folks, the problem at the start of the 20th century when Germans started looking around the rest of Europe going, it's one piece of land.
It's
Our
my
borders here. I suggest we move our capital back to its original location in Paris.
To quote an internet meme, it's free real estate, isn't it? Oh, I had
Slaps the top of the Maginot Line. You can get so many bad boys around this.
Nobody's going through there. Surely not twice. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay, back to whatever we were doing. So,
We're looking at Greeks. Did you have to trim the cards down to get them to fit in the card sleeves, though? Because that seems shit.
It looks like it.
Oh my god.
I guess that usually the cards should be standard size. So there should be
my God.
enough shields to get.
I just having to cut all those down. Oh, that's head frying. It's almost as bad as the other way round. Where are they?
When the
when
the sleeve is too big.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've put them somewhere. They'll be somewhere safe around me. I've got a set of, well, in fact, there they are, little fuckers. I got a set of Dead Man's Hand cards, and I needed to get sleeves for them. So I got a set of sleeves based on what I thought was the rough measurements for these, and they're too fucking. They're the right height, but they're too narrow.
Oh.
So I was left with going, I'm going to have to cut all these down. And I'm not doing that. So I ended up having to get a set of sleeves that's like 2 mil wider and 3 mil taller. But at least I can put the cards in. So now I've got a very, very fucking small set of sleeves. Just going, just make standard sleeves, you fucks.
Yeah.
And you can't make standard cards for the standard sleeves. I don't need doubles of everything, very slightly different sizes.
That's my main gripe with Bot Wars. Actually, the cards are a very weird format.
Bot War.
To get that, yes.
Yeah, like
to
him.
Go that circle full.
Don't worry, you can download and print them out yourself.
I know.
So just do that then. There must be somebody who prints cards that I can go, I want you to print these out in a regular size.
Oh, that's the problem when they start resizing. But then again...
No, but you can download all the cards for free. And then just go to a company and go, you make these, but fit them into this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you task somebody with resizing them, that can go horribly wrong.
I don't care. There's not that much information on a Bot War card that can go wrong.
Oh, that's true. It's more a reminder for stats than everything.
All they really need to do is, well, you can also mark the wins off. Yeah, you just need to fit it to card size, and they can lose the additional border, because I couldn't give a shit about that. Anyway.
Well, I'll need to look up if potentially there is some sleevage that's fitting.
Fitting sleevage.
Chat is going mental over my concerns about English, British, whatever, Scotland. You sort yourselves out. And Gorham sneakily has updated the project while we were talking.
That's how the magic happens.
New stuff.
All right, no, that was there for me. So I don't know how you. Well,
I opened I opened the projects about 2 hours ago, an hour before show started.
No, we've ran into this before, which is why I've told you not to do that.
But I love to do this. Legs, as Pete says, yes. So next is a topic which one should assume is more close to my knowledge, but actually isn't. The intelligent Mr. Toad is doing Stalingrad.
Poot poot, as he says in France. So, Michael's back, doing a bit of an update, adding more stuff.
You can tell me what you want. This is either a very weird looking costume, or that's Peter Sellers in Pink Panther, trying to hide.
Why not both?
Look, John, vehicles. And no markings. Is that possible?
No. They may have limited markings on them, but everybody needs to know who's what. Otherwise, some terrible rat bastard will come and steal your fucking half-track.
Using a tractor to pull away your tank.
That type of thing.
Another tonk. A T-70 light tonk.
So a lot of this was done for last year's
Boot camp?
Spring Clean Challenge.
Almost.
Yeah, you were close. We haven't had a boot camp in like decades.
But I thought it was just yesterday.
Decades, I say.
Yesterday.
So long ago.
All my troubles seem so far away.
He could do some more Balkan crews stuck all over that fucking captured T-34. Otherwise somebody will shoot him the fuck up.
Go up and go down. I love his paint style. It's not overly flashy, but it really is convincing. If you get what I mean.
I'm with you. I see where you're at.
And not knowing how his workflow on painting is, it looks like it's a simple and quick job.
Could be. Certainly would be if I was doing it. Life's too short. Nobody's got time for that.
So if you're stuck between painting and playing, you're all for more gaming than painting. Or would you suggest splitting time? A bit of color.
Depends what you're after in life. If I'm on a schedule, I'll hammer the stuff out. But if I'm not, I'll quite happily take an age to paint the stuff up. I mean, if anybody's seen my Africa Corps trucks, I spent far too fucking long on them. They do look really nice, though.
I can remember the one you showed on one or two jerry cans.
Yeah, because I used it for pigments and pin washing and all sorts of shit for demonstration. Oh, it does look great.
Is it just my imagination or my memory playing tricks on me, or did we have a jerry can in a long time now?
Yes. Haven't had one in a while because the Raging Heroes thing was being done by John. So it took over like 3 weeks in a row, and then we went to England.
And then everybody caught themselves a souvenir.
Then everybody died from the Rona.
Well, I hope that's not the case.
Everybody is dead.
So that now the secret is out. You're just putting out content that has been pre-produced, and at some point in the near future, there will be just one posting going, OTT is dead, they all died.
I'm just trying to work out how to string ropes from the studio ceiling so I can puppet them.
Oh, what was that movie called again?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
That's the one.
He's dead, isn't he? No, totally. Oh, see, he's waving.
Like that. Yeah, exactly like that.
Imagine being that actor, having to do nothing but sit there with loose limbs and getting paid.
It's probably one of the weirdest jobs they've done.
Isn't it?
I would imagine so.
Wasn't there?
But Bernie himself is a fairly well-known actor before he ended up doing that. So,
But wasn't there also a similar themed movie with what's his face? Either Harry Potter or Frodo, I can't remember. Where he got carried around as a dead person and used as a ride, a makeshift raft. Bloody hell.
oh, Swiss Army guy.
Yes, that's one.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it. That
Swiss
kind of
Army
works,
Man, Daniel Radcliffe. So it has been Harry the Potter. I've only seen the trailer back in the day, and it was interesting.
It's one way of doing it.
Delightful times. And hello, Ridok, which I don't think we've said hello to you today. You know what? I need some caffeine.
Oh, you're just going to eat one of your weird coffee beans covered in chocolate? How have you got any left? No, Jim, I don't think I know. Main villain in the class. No. Doesn't ring a bell. Does it ring a bell?
Being turned down for the role of a dead person. Well, that's surely a slap in the face. Oh yeah, and the weird Al Yankovic movie that's coming up.
I'm all for that.
That's going to be hilarious. So, we've gotten far too long on this horrible thing of past. Now, what's the next one for us? Jerry, please? If you would be so kind.
I would.
Moonstone by Bex.
Just a little update. More about the scenery again. But what I'd really like to point out is the use of blue and white gingham fabric in the windows and doorways. Adding that home aesthetic.
Is it that these moonstones look brighter than most other people paint them?
Oh yes, Tabby and the T-Rex. I remember that, where they had access to an animatronic T-Rex that they kept hiding behind bales of hay and shit to hide the fact that it was on a massive fucking... Yeah. Shocking. What's brighter than usual? What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
The miniatures look like they're painted in more happy colors than other people have done for Moonstone.
I don't know. Moonstone's fairly happy.
Or maybe it's just then what Irish Steve has done that looked so grim.
Yeah, but it's the same as Luna. He paints stuff up and then immediately puts it on like a black backdrop with some sort of creepy, scratched out black border around it, like it's sucking the light out of your eyeballs. What I will say is, what Bex has done, which is unusual, is that the goblins and the troll are all green, which is a GWism.
HWs.
Well, it is. You know.
There's a green troll.
Exactly.
There's a green.
It's not something that comes from any other fantasy thing. So it gives them a coherent look across the gang. but it's also not something you would expect to see in Moonstone, where they don't have the greenism.
Maybe that's what's pulling me off, or making me wonder if
That's
these look
what's
brighter.
pulling you off. Well, there you go then.
It's not like helping Uncle Jack off a horse.
That's the one. Commas are important. All about the punctuation. I like the window boxes as well in the treehouse. Look, it's all 3D printed. You can look at it and be appalled at the striations.
I was really working hard on myself, not pointing
not to
those
mention
out.
it. Oh man, you've done so well. I almost feel like I can't to have raised the issue.
But just almost. Barely.
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it's... The overall aesthetic of that board is really nice.
Yeah, will be once she makes the board. For the time being, it's just a temporary layout on top of a GW board with a skull there. But
maybe that's the dark secret of Moonstone. It's built on the dead world.
Oh, that would be a terrible, terrible dark secret.
Well, that's why they're called dark secrets and not light ones.
No, that would be I'd say that'd be a career-ending dark secret as far as I'm concerned. No, part and parcel of doing the scenery is that she wants to build an actual bespoke board for it, so not having to rely on Games Workshop and their unusual skull boards.
Which I totally get. But the layout she's done here and all the little detailings, it's really nice. And I think if I were to walk into a store and see that with somebody sitting next to it going, "Do you want a demo game?" I'd have two choices. Say, "Yes, please, show me the demo," and go out with a bag full of minis. Or turn around 180 degrees the second the question arises and just run.
Run like the wind, Mr. Whippy.
Run like, what's its face? Forrest Gump. And never
Good
stop.
old Forrest. Yes, bumpers. So that you're meant to hold them like 30 centimeters above the center of the board and drop them so they shouldn't get too far. Shouldn't.
That's the important message there. Shouldn't.
But yeah, bumpers wouldn't be the worst in the world.
Also, they could be integrated into the gaming board by having pictures on them looking like landscape. Making it look like a vast open space, even though it's a very contained space.
Well, the nice thing about Moonstone, Jim, is it only uses D4, and it only uses D4 for the objective markers on the board. Everything else is cards. So as long as you don't go ballistic with the D4 drop, you don't have to worry about anything else escaping you.
So it's not really the number on the dice, but the shape of the die that's used in the game for
it's
where to put it.
The number is the depth that the Moonstone is buried.
Okay.
Therefore, how long it takes you to dig it out.
So a double use. That's an interesting mechanic.
That's very nice. And then the rest of it is just cards. Cards and bluff. And D4s don't go far. In fact, here's my little Moonstone box.
You really have to push yourself to get them somewhere.
Look at the dice. Here's my little acrylic.
Life is a box of chocolate.
Energy things.
You never know what you're getting.
Well, I do. Because they've got those little maps inside the lid. And so if you get that, then you can read it and it will tell you.
Oh, Doug is blackmailing you. He says he remembers you destructive dice rolling in Walking Dead.
Yeah, but those are square dice, and therefore don't count towards the ballistic approach of D4s. To be fair, my dice rolling is fairly ballistic regardless of what game I'm playing or what dice it is. They generally tend to be, because I like to roll them. They need to spin and roll and bounce. I don't like doing the I'll let it gently slide off my hand onto the table on a 6. You go, well, that's not really a fucking roll, is it?
They need to roll and bounce.
Yeah. Whereas I just launch them.
So, what's the last one on the docket?
MadDuckets.com.
Gorka, the Chaos one, is doing
Yes.
Nokf. What the fuck is Nokf?
I am Satan.
So
Bless you.
it's the Nova Open Charitable Foundation. So the same guys that Cromlech were doing the Ukraine thing with, which,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way, tomorrow is the last day if you want a chance to win my massive all singing, all dancing stomper.
Not forget the vaping.
Oh, Lights Alive and vaping, yeah. This, I don't know what this is in conjunction with. I presumably it's a separate raffle because I checked again today in case. And they have, weirdly, they added one very recently, despite the fact the raffle is almost over. Some of the people who are supplying stuff haven't bothered their backside to actually send it through before the bitter end. So hopefully it's not this, because otherwise this will be up for about fucking 10 minutes before the raffle fucking ends. You know, one person will win it. But I think they do other charitable type things anyway. That's quite nice.
So I'm trying to wrap my head around why would you base your miniature in fuchsia and have none of that color show on the miniature? Is it
Oh.
because it's a better foundation for the yellow?
No idea. Soap will probably answer.
Is he in chat?
Yeah.
Soap. Tell us.
I mean, you say you don't see any of the color, but it's entirely possible if you tilt that you might see some of the color, or
Soap,
it might be.
Soap, you're mean. You know I can't read. We've been over this on this very show. Airbrush layer of white and... Well, okay. So it is just to provide shadow.
There you go. Ba-bum-bum. But I really like those.
The bases.
Bases are very fucking poppy.
Yeah, the object source lighting on the flowers or whatever it is really vibrant.
I feel like I should be murdering a Twi'lek Jedi. It's just so
Execute
poppy.
Order 66.
Oh, have people come across the Chinese version?
From Order 66?
Of the entire Revenge of the Sith film?
Oh no, just the poster where they cut everyone who's black.
Oh, well, somebody in China, for reasons, they must have dubbed it, but then they put English subtitles on it, presumably for people who wanted to see what the English subtitles were. But they put the English subtitles on themselves, and it's the most incredible gibberish I've seen. And and then a group of people, I'm sure I put a link in somewhere, maybe in the House of Water Best House, but a group of people got together and revoiced the film using the Chinese English subtitles.
The English.
And it's up on YouTube in its entirety.
Oh god.
Star Wars: The Third Gathers, Backstroke of the West is the title.
I beg your pardon.
That is what Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith apparently is.
Backstroke
Because I
of
went
the West.
to find Execute Order 66, and Execute Order 66 is it's time to start murder all the leaders. I've got that's a bit dull in comparison. I was hoping, don't worry, I will give you the link, people.
It is time to murder all the leaders. Nope, doesn't roll off the tongue.
You'll need to rewind it back to the start, but that's just at order 66. Is it better than YouTube Translate? Oh, yes. Say the bottom conveniently. I have fucking no idea what that means. And the hard part is once you see the madness that they've put on, you're just left going, what the fuck was the actual line there?
Even since the last time fights with you, my force was promoted 2 times. What the hell?
Section commanding officer, time is up. That is execute order 66. It's fucking terrible.
Give us more dialogue. No shooting. Give dialogue.
Just skip on. It's YouTube, for fuck's sake. You're not tied to watching it in real time. It's not terrestrial TV in the 80s, for fuck's sake, man.
That's a VHS. Also, it's called linear television. And now he's going to die. Do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's going to be an interesting one when he gets to the do it part.
If he gets to them.
Again, you have control. You're the one with the mouse.
I has been hating you. You are a sacrifice article that I cut up rough now.
Yep. You're laughing like those aren't the actual words. Like when it arrived in China, they didn't have access to the actual English language version that they could have just used for their subtitles. But no.
Oh no, his hand's off.
It's
Very
right.
good. The ratio is prosperous.
Yeah, they'll grow back, won't they?
Killed him. Now killed him.
I mean, some people say it's 2 hours, 20 minutes you won't get back, but I say it's 2 hours and 20 minutes of fucking amazingness. So why would you not?
Oh god, this is awful.
All right. That's not what he said. He said, do it.
Do it now.
Yeah, I've got to admire the sort of madness where somebody sees that and goes,
You
know,
make out quite good.
We know. The worst part, or not the worst, the most astounding part is some of the stuff isn't correct sentences in any way, shape, or form. Now, if you're reading something, you'll stutter or stumble over the lines because you'll be wanting to correct it in your head.
So
The fact that they've got actors who've actually managed to read this broken up gibberish and try and put a bit of emphasis behind it is astounding.
Oh god, I guess this should come with a warning prior to the movie. Warning: reading subtitles may induce stroke.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh god. And
Superior is the hole that acts the ladder.
I think Nick has quite a thing on it. This is what happens to the Bible with every translation over the last 2,000 years. It started as something completely different, and now we have the stuff we have.
You remember the line, "We're still flying half a ship"?
Yeah.
Yeah. The good elephant in the airship drop what things? Anyway, I'm ready to rewatch that.
This reminds me so much of that huge banner at the side of a building where there was it should be a welcoming banner for some kind of convention, and the text in English beneath the large Chinese letters said, "Translation matrix broken."
Nice.
So
I've seen that where things like, the same here but in Spanish. Stuff like that.
Flammable liquid in Arabic.
Anyway,
oh god,
that's all good. And
that's an interesting high note to stop on.
Yeah,
I think I know what I need to have in the background tomorrow on work. Just the dialogue of what's it called again? Star Wars: The Third Gathers Backstroke of the West. This is going to be so horrible. Where's my watch later list?
I just put it straight into favorites. Is there favorites? Is that a thing that happens? I don't know.
It's something, yeah, I guess. Or maybe, here's the thing. Ever since I started recording the Imperial Interlude with Ralph,
Yes.
I've let trailers run in the background.
Mm.
Maybe I should let this go in the background.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be because it'd be like very Star Warsy, but at the same time, not anything that could get you copyright struck because nobody's going to work out what the fuck that is.
Especially with that text.
Disney are not going to be able to fucking find that anytime soon. Which I imagine is why the full thing's still up there.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's, even if somebody at the mouse headquarter has found it, they're probably on the floor laughing.
I would be astounded if there are even 2 words in that version that hit at the same point the same 2 words in the original version did. You know, at no point will somebody say always 2 there are, or, you know, next week. Just those words will not occur anywhere. Or certainly not on the point they're supposed to.
I think that would be even more funny if everything is buggered up, but only the dialogue that Yoda has is spot on.
Oh, spot on.
that would be even more hilarious. Oh, well. I think that's a very good point to jump off a cliff. And thanks everybody for being here. I really hope we will have a weekender at this point. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I'm guessing people still recovering, so all bets are off.
We have plans.
Our plans are always good. And
Yeah.
why didn't anybody tell me that I look pale as fuck today?
Well, we assumed that was your natural, healthy German glow.
Well, it is. But usually I make sure I don't look that dead. Oh, I know. I've changed the light bulb. That went kapooey just yesterday.
That'd be why then.
So then,
Never change the light bulbs.
but it's broken.
Oh well, and then change the light bulbs. Pick one.
Well, see you cunts
Bitch.
next week. Bye.